Hey guys, welcome back to Off the Trails Outdoors. Well, today's the day. It's the maiden voyage for my firewood and lumber kiln. So first I'm going to get some firewood, cut up, split, and put in this kiln. Okay, let me show you how I have this set up. As of right now, I do not have any heat in this container. I'm going to try to do it with just airflow, air circulation, and a dehumidifier. So I do have a pretty powerful fan at the top, mounted in this bulkhead. I'm going to have a tarp come down on the top of the wood so that it's going to be like a barrier, so the air will kind of be forced to be circulating through the wood. So that's my initial plan. I did purchase this dehumidifier through Amazon. So I believe this was about $325, something like that. So I do have so here is the tube where all the water or the condensation will go through and out the container. I did drill and mount a PVC pipe, and I'm running that right outside. And let me show you that real quick. So that's going to come right out in a bucket. I'm going to dump this bucket out, but I'm going to measure to see how much water I pull out each evening and day. I'm going to put a lid on top, drill a hole in there, and then just put the hose right in. So on the outside, I do have my meter, and that will run my humidity. I'll have the fan going on at all times, and then once I need to introduce heat, I'll be able to do that as well. So I have this set at 50% humidity, so when it's above 50%, it'll run. So right now I'm at, what, 68%? Currently inside that container's 84 degrees. So my initial plan is to see how many baskets I can get in here of firewood. So I'm going to do this first, not lumber, just so I can kind of play around to see what I need to do. My plan is to incorporate and add a heat exchanger from my outdoor wood boiler. So that's going to be the next thing when I introduce heat. So I'm going to see how many of these I can get in here. Okay, so for this first test, I'm going to be able to get 3 baskets of firewood. I'm going to go right now. I'm going to split it up, and I'm going to throw it in loosely and then heap each pile up. I forgot to mention there is a probe on the inside of this. This will gauge temperature and humidity. And all those cords come through this access pipe that I've drilled through the container all the way on the outside. And that goes behind my box out there. So right now all the wires are kind of a mess, but I wanted to get this at least up and running to do my first test. So it's very, very hot here. It's 90-some degrees, and it's fairly cool inside this container right now. I do need to add maybe a piece of plywood to both of my doors to cover up the insulation, but for the most part, I think we're looking good. The only other thing I might do, and probably will do, is I will put some insulation on top of this floor, so that way we'll kind of rule that out in terms of heat loss or cool loss through the floor. That's probably going to be my next thing to tackle. But I do want to run this set up for a week with firewood in it. I'm going to gauge the temperature of that wood, and we'll be able to see how long it takes to pull out the moisture. My goal is to get firewood down to below 20% moisture. So I'm guessing it's going to be probably at 36% moisture content, and hopefully I'll be able to pull that out by using this kiln. Okay, I'm trying to get my setup down here because it's over 90 degrees, very humid today. Sun's beating down on me, so I don't want to be out here forever. I do have a bunch of wood here stacked on my trailer, so that way I can grab it without bending over. So my plan is to have the splitter right here, and then any splits I'm just going to toss in. I'll come in with my tractor, lift it up, and then take it. I cannot fill a full basket full and have it carried by my John Deere 2025R. It's only 25 horsepower, there's not a lot of lifting capacity. So if I throw in loosely stacked wood, I could probably get it to maybe a little bit over half or right about here thrown in. And I'll take those, get that loaded in the kiln. My plan is to get a better setup to load the kiln, but as of right now, we're gonna do a lot of manual labor to get it filled up. I do have plans on doing some kind of a train track system where I can roll the crates in and out. So I'll be working on that as we go so that you can stay tuned for all the upgrades and to see how this kiln actually works. So this wood I think it was delivered in end of fall, early winter, maybe around November. So I just cut that up. Link below, I do have a video on how I cut this up. I was able to borrow an excavator, and it was my first time with an excavator with a thumb to where I picked the firewood poles up, and I was able to cut them, and pretty slick setup, and that kind of made me start thinking like I need an excavator. My wife doesn't think so, but I think I need an excavator. So all this wood, the first one I'm gonna split by hand to get a moisture content reading so we know exactly what we're getting when we take the wood out of the kiln. So I'm gonna get 3 crates ready to go, and then I'm gonna start splitting. I'll get the splitter out here, and hopefully I'll be able to knock out most of this trailer. But I am trying to clean up a little bit here to give me some more room. It's definitely not the day to be cutting and splitting firewood, but you know what? That's okay. I'm gonna stay hydrated and work smart here. Okay, so what I'm gonna set up is I need a walkway here, load onto the splitter. Let's turn this around. And then my plan is to come in with the tractor, so I need room to get in. So I think we're ready to go. I'm gonna get some water, some Gatorade. So I'm getting 37–38% moisture out of this piece of oak. So that's about 29–30. Looks like 33–34. Okay, we'll get this fired up. We'll start splitting and start filling some totes up. Okay, that's 3 baskets filled up to where I can carry it. I'm gonna take this one over, stuff it in the kiln. I'm gonna put my bucket back on my tractor, take the forks off. I'll split a bunch in the bucket and then I'll haul it over there and start throwing pieces in the baskets to fill it up. I know it's not the most ideal / economical way to do it, but I just want to get this kiln tested out, so I just need to get things done. Let's go to the kiln. Too heavy! Okay, the kiln has 3 containers in it. I just switched to my bucket for my front loader. I'm going to split directly into the bucket. Then I'll come up and then kind of top off like I did the back. And I'm going to top every basket just like that. So I'll probably need, I'm going to say 3 bucket load of firewood. But I'll fill them as heavy as I can. So I'm going to go in and get some lunch and then I'll be back out to finish this off. One more bucket, I'm gonna guess, maybe 2. Again, I'm not sure with this whole setup. I might have to go back to the drawing board or change some things. So I'll get the fan going here, the dehumidifier. So I'll try to turn on it right now. So I'm adding plywood temporarily here. So by doing that, I'm blocking the air off and I'm creating a cyclone that goes through the wood. Okay, so I've got a bucket lid, drilled a hole in the top. I'm gonna insert that and I'm gonna start collecting the water. So we'll be able to see how much we've collected. So that's a 5-gallon bucket. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that and we'll check the temperature. So right now, I've got a temperature reading. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. I'm at 90.2 degrees with 52% humidity. So I'm gonna shut this. So for this test, I'm just gonna do the firewood. I'd like to probably just do it 1 week and see what happens. So we've got my fan going. I've got plywood help blocking the airflow. So it forces it to kind of come down and go through. So we'll do that. I might even put a fan on this side as well. I got my humidifier hooked up with the drain. It's a gravity fed drain coming out. I'll make sure that's on. I got my probe here, so I'm ready to go. Fan's going, the humidifier's going. I did lower this down to 40% moisture content. According to this device, it's up over 100, but according to the probe, and I'm gonna say once things get acclimated to the room, I bet that humidity goes up tremendously. So we're going to kind of keep an eye on this. Again, if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button, follow along. I'll try to do some daily video updates with this, so that way you guys can follow along, and maybe you want to do one of these for yourself or just interested in what's going on with mine. Okay, that's a wrap for the video. You can kind of comment below if you think this is going to be a great experiment or an absolute bust. If you're not new to running a firewood or a lumber kiln and you see something that I might want to change, please drop that in the comments below. You know, I don't mind reading those, and we're here to learn with each other, and I learn a lot from you guys, so please comment if you can. So it has been a long journey. It's finally come to the end. So hopefully I'll be able to start making money drying firewood and lumber. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate the support with the channel. Thank you and have a great day. So according to that, once I shut the door, my humidity is up to 61%. Temperature's at 90.5. So it's 3 o'clock now. I'm gonna come out in an hour just to see what these readings do and just to see if I got any water drip on my dehumidifier.